boop, bop. Sexy nerd science, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop. Project nerd, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop. Doing a live stream. Hey everybody, this is Sexy Nerd Science. We're gonna stream the liveness of our
podcastiness.
Our podcast.
Podcastiness.
That's some podcasty nastiness. So yeah, we are gonna do this live stream. For anybody that hasn't seen us, that's gonna be real loud. Turn your volume down.
Didn't mean to do that.
Josh Gabby joined. Hey, Josh Gabby's watching. Awesome. So anyway, if you guys haven't heard us before, we are a trio of sexy nerds who like science and stuff like that. We are Sansdale this week. He is not having a good tummy time. So if you guys could wish him well, go right. Hope your poop goes well on his Facebook page or whatever. Feel free. We're just going to kind of fill the void here until people show up. But Josh, how's your day been going?
Good. I just posted this on my personal Facebook.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I know. That's why I was trying to open it up, but it's so loud.
It's super loud.
People always yelling at me.
Well, so I'll do that too. I'll do it too. How about I do that?
We should put it on a personal Facebook. Everybody, if you're watching this, which nobody is, put this on your personal Facebook. Put it on there.
Let's see.
There's a little button. You gotta open up the video, hit share, and then type your post.
Boom. I'm gonna share it now too. Share. No, that's not what I want to do.
Where was yours share?
No.
How come yours looks like that? Mine doesn't look like that. There you go. Write post.
Write a post.
Let's write a post. Let's go to the post office before they're all extinct. Like most post offices. Post office-I?
Post offices?
What's the plural of post office?
Post offi?
Post offi. See, yours doesn't say, 3, 2, 1. Okay, back down to 1. It said you had
what?
It says Josh Gebby joined, but it didn't even show me when you joined.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm
unless you're posting as Sexy Nerd Science.
Nope. Shouldn't be me posting as Sexy Nerd Science. I wrote, hey, come watch Josh be wrong, maybe.
Ooh, is that happening today?
I don't know. I'm gonna try for it.
There's a first for everything. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a third for everything.
There is. Bases in baseball.
How many things have threes?
Triangles.
An infinite number of things. All right. So
equiangular triangles are also equilateral.
Yes. Yes, they are. The more you know.
All things with kidneys have hearts.
So yeah, like I said, we're Sansdale this week, but other than that, we're doing good. So if you guys haven't watched our show before, we talk about, and our tagline is all things sexy, nerdy, and sciencey. So if you guys want to talk about anything like that, feel free to chime in on the Facebook page. We're kind of watching it. We won't be able to type back because I don't have an awesome wireless keyboard, but we'll be sure to make sure we touch on everything as much as possible.
Feel like somebody's watching me. I got no privacy.
Hey, this isn't Sexy Nerd Karaoke. That's next week.
That's next week. Oh, good.
Maybe we should do that.
Sexy Nerd Karaoke. Like an event.
Yeah,
an
event.
Maybe we'll freak out at this one. Sorry, anyone who saw me at NebCon and saw me freaking out.
Yeah, Josh didn't have a good time with the liquors.
Yeah,
and the other things. So we're just going to kind of start off with our sexy news. So, Josh, what do we want to talk about first and foremost in sexy news?
Well, since we were kind of already on the topic of NebCon, I was just going to share with you my experience with NebCon. And I showed up late, like I fashionably do at every NebCon that I've ever been to.
Dress up?
I did not dress up.
Ah,
I know. So I was wearing my Sex and Science hoodie, but I also had my Vegeta T-shirt on underneath it, just in case. Just in case I need to pull out my Vegeta armor. Like, I was like, yeah, I could do this. This would be great.
that's smart.
Yeah. Walked around a bunch. Didn't see anybody I knew, which was like really weird because like I'm not trying to be weird, but like this is my bread and butter. These are my people. I didn't know anybody, and I was just like, man, I don't know a single person here. So I just kept walking around in circles until I found somebody, and it was Kyle.
Kyle Cankle,
Our
number one fan.
And I was sitting there talking, hanging out with him for a while. We hung out and then got some drinky poos and hung out some more, walked around. Finally found the Mighty Ducks room where I was a guest of honor and had a badge. So
The Mighty Ducks room.
Shout out to the Mighty Ducks for giving me my own badge and letting me inside your room to drink your Skittles. Which
Skittles
kind of adds to this thing. Yeah, so I had this drink called Skittles, and I have no idea what Skittles is.
So hey, Sonny Drew, my cousin, what's going on?
What up, son?
Sonny, hey, it's Skinny Sonny.
So then we continued to walk around the con. I saw some people I knew, hung out, talked. Then all of the drinking and festivities started to kick in, and I went from like super talkity Josh to like I'm gonna be silent and just observe everything around me, Josh. And I just did not.
That does not make for a good time.
I did not do so well. And just things like started to get worse and worse. There was somebody I believe there was somebody in a giant Squirtle, like a big plushy Squirtle costume, that they just kept like stepping out of the Squirtle and leaving at places. Cause like, it was like just sitting there. And I was like, I think there's like a 6 foot tall Squirtle behind me. And then someone's like, where? And I turn around and it's just gone. And I was like, oh no.
What is happening?
And so then like later on I spotted again and I was like, that Squirtle's back. And someone's like, yeah, that guy's moving it around. I was like, is he in it? And he's like, yeah, he should be.
Oh, the Squirtle gonna get me today.
That's exactly what I thought about. It's too cold out here.
It's too cold. It's too
Squirtle.
It's too dry out here for Mr. Squirtle. Whoa.
It's Nudie Magazine Day. But then I just ended up being like, okay, I think I need some air. So we went out and got air, got water. That didn't help. And then I walked back and I was like, well, maybe I can drive home. And I get to like just before like going outside where my car is. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, this is not going to work. So I have the most awkward Uber ride home where in the car, I don't know if I'm going to be sick. I don't know if I'm having a panic attack. Like, allow me to, that's not what I wanted to do. Allow me to just read some panicked messages that I sent to Brittany. I can let Drew read some of this. It's really funny. So I told this is not good, but I told my girlfriend, I said, I drank too much and I'm coming home. And I was like, I'm just really sleepy. And she said, I love you. Be safe. And I was like, duh, I got an Uber. And then she's like, well, you could be fondled by your Uber driver in your impaired state. And I was like, don't joke. And then I was like, in the Uber now. And then she's like, text me, do I want anything when I get home? And I was like, yeah, anything. And, I was like, I just feel so weird. I feel anxious. I said, I haven't said a word to my Uber driver. And by the way, I got in the front seat of his Uber too.
Are you not supposed to? Are you supposed to get in the back seat?
I didn't know. And so I'm in the front seat of his Uber, not saying a word, just staring at my phone. And like every once in a while, like I'll like let a dry heave up, and I'm like, and I think I got the hiccups. But I was just like saying, like, don't stop texting me. It's just like, do you want me to wait outside for you? And I was like, yes, I feel like I'm having a panic attack. And then I proceed to give her a countdown and how many minutes it says that I'll be home. So I was like, 8 minutes. And she's like, do you want me to go upstairs? I was like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. I love you. I'm so anxious. Behind my ears is hot.
Behind your ears is always hot.
And then she's like, just open up the window. And I was like, no, he's going to think I'm sick. And then I was like, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I showed up at the house and I was like, hey man, thanks for the ride. Like I don't have to do anything else. Like we're all good. He's like, we're all good. And I was like, have a great rest of your day. And like got out. But like on the outside, I was calm, cool, and collect. And I'm sure this guy did not think anything crazy. But like on the inside, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's never gonna like, I'm gonna get a 1-star review, and this guy's just gonna be like,
wait, hold on. Do writers get 1-star reviews?
I don't know, can they? Like I thought like people
No,
who
I
ride
I don't
get
I don't
like,
think that that's how that works.
I thought you could technically rate like you get like an Uber score. Like passengers are like if they're unruly, they can get lower ratings. And then
What? No, because then you could give a passenger a poor rating, and that would affect their ability to get an Uber again.
yeah, I think that's what they do it for.
But I mean, I don't know. It could be. Anybody used Uber?
Please let us know.
Please let us know.
This is my second Uber.
But
ever.
I feel like because the first time was in Kansas City, right?
I think so. Well, yeah, that was like I didn't. But this is the second time I've ever paid for an Uber.
Yeah.
Like that was on.
I don't think that they can do that because then it hinders your ability to get rides in the future. And if you were to need that service, but I guess they've done some shady things like not like and they have the ability to not accept like super drunk passengers or whatever for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, if you guys know anything about Uber, let us know.
But yeah, so overall, like the con was sweet. Like there was tons of people there. I really like how the Ramada remodeled all their stuff. I don't even know if it's called the Ramada anymore, but I'm just gonna say it is. I didn't even think about trying to go swimming at the water resort because it got shut down for like suspicious reasons. So I was just like, I'll just go there, party, do my thing, get in, get out, go home. Did not expect to leave. I mean, I left at like 2:00 in the morning. The first 2:00 in the morning too, by the way, which is really weird sounding because everyone's like, oh, meet us here at 2:00, the second 2:00. And I was like, what do you mean the second 2:00?
Yeah, because it was
because of the time change.
Yeah.
If you're ever going to get super wasted at a party, do it on a day where there's a time change in your favor. Because
yeah, I was going to say the fall
sleep.
back was always like the best night to go to the bars when I was like a bar hoppy person, because they basically serve alcohol for like some bars would do like a free pitcher for a free refillable pitcher of beer for like the entire like 1:00 hour, because it's basically 1:00 for 2 hours. It's like 1:00 till 2, and then it's 2:00 till 2.
Yeah, because
So
it goes
whatever.
to like 3 or 2:59, and then it goes back to 2:00 again.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome. They called it second breakfast was the other 2:00, but yeah, by then I was already in my Uber on my way home, and
yeah. So other sexy news. It's a big day tomorrow. So we're gonna talk about it. We're
going to talk about the sexy topic,
check right there.
Voting.
You got to do it the other way, so it looks like a check mark in the screen. Check. Oh wait,
Check.
does it look like that? It looks like that on there. Yeah. Voting day is tomorrow, so
Get out there and vote.
Josh, you got some bits to say about voting?
Yes.
Some
if you
fun
are
to poke.
still curious about what's on your ballot or who you need to talk, like who you want to research for voting purposes, vote411.org is a pretty good place. Tells you all the stuff that's coming up on your ballot that you're going to be voting on. Just type in your address and it tells you what to do. So that's pretty awesome. They have a couple questions, not anything crazy, but they have a couple questions in there. I wrote Deb Fisher an email with this whole Judge Kavanaugh stuff back in the day. Got a response back from
which was a Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, I don't think it was a Wednesday.
I
But
think it was a Wednesday.
I wrote her and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like voiced my opinion about some things and then got this like really stupid generic like message back, which I just thought was really disingenuous and kind of like cool. Like I'm your constituent, but like at least the other people never wrote me back. So I don't know if they actually care, but like Deb Fisher's like, I'm going to pretend to care, and gave me like just a terrible thing. Like I wish there would have been more.
What was the too long didn't read? Basically, she voted for the way she feels and not the way her.
Yeah, well, no, it was like, hey, I'm voting for how my party says to vote, and that's my opinion, and that's how I'm going to vote is how I feel, not how like even if my constituents thought otherwise, I'm still gonna vote for it. So I don't know. It was really just disingenuous, and I did not like the response.
So, Josh, are you one of those people who are hush hush about who you vote for, or?
I mean, I'm not. I guess I don't want people to like freak out by this, but like it looks like everybody I'm voting for is just right down party lines on the ballot. I mean, there's only 4 things in Bellevue really to vote for. That being Senate race, our House seat against Jeff Fortenberry.
Jeff Fartenberry.
Yes. Oh man, that was
hilarious.
It made it on John Oliver.
I saw that.
Oh man, it was so good.
I think the picture also made it on E-Bombs World.
I'm so sorry, Jeff Fartenberry, but I'm not voting for you anyways. So, but it was just really funny. And then there's a man, I feel like there's a couple other things. Mayoral race, I think, is coming in Bellevue, and then Medicare expansion is probably the only other thing that like really is a big deal. I love that we're getting sexy talking about voting.
Vote or die, bitch.
Yeah.
Was that what they say?
That was what they said back in the day.
Back in the day.
I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, well, I mean, minus the vulgarity of it.
Yeah,
vote or bad things will happen.
But this is turning out to be a pretty remarkable midterm. So far, all the as far as early voting is concerned, this is the most early voting.
Well, it's also record registration too.
Yeah.
So
thanks Taylor Swift.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Taylor Swift wrote something. I forgot what it was about like registering to vote.
Yeah.
And then basically went usually she's like, oh, I'm apolitical. I don't usually support stand out and give my endorsement to people, but she endorsed somebody, and then was everybody needs to go out and register to vote. And that weekend it jumped from a normal 2,000 people to 60,000 people registered to vote. It was insane. It was a huge weekend. And I mean, they can't necessarily say it was 100% Taylor Swift, but
I mean,
it was a lot of people in that area that registered to vote when she was I endorse this person.
I mean, I'm voting for that person.
Yeah, probably because a lot of people were oh, I'm going to register to vote simply so I can vote against that person.
Yeah, probably.
But polls are showing right now that the Democrats are probably going to take the House. Senate's probably going to actually gain an extra Republican seat, probably. But the governor races are going to be good. For those of you guys that are curious, Nebraska does not have a competition for our district attorney because the guy who was elected in the primaries to run against our current district attorney broke his leg, dropped out of the contest 2 months after he won the primaries. So
dropped out of the contest.
He's just I'm not gonna continue to.
Well, All right. So what else we got in some sexy news?
You saw a movie.
Oh yeah, I did see a movie
that I previously have seen.
So now we can talk about it.
Venom.
We are Venom.
So anybody listening to this, I think it's been long enough.
Hashtag spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Venom. We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about Venom. So
Tasha, if you're watching, if you want to know what's going on, just keep tuned in. If you don't, shut our show off because we're going to talk about Venom.
And we're going to talk about it loud so you can hear us upstairs
anyway. So first
Tom Hardy dies in Venom.
Tom Hardy's
Tom Hardy's Dumbledore.
Eddie Brock is Venom's host. What is that? So Venom is pretty awesome. I liked it. Josh, we talked about it because we saw it in a review before. But before I had seen it, it's basically the male version of Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, or alternatively the Brotherhood of Traveling Symbiotes. How'd you think of it overall though, for real?
Evil Elon Musk scared the crap out of me. I don't know if you got that too.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
There was a lot of similarities between that guy and Elon Musk, and I was like, oh man, we're just a couple bad votes away from this guy.
From getting some some
Getting aliens into the world. Symbiotic aliens trying to take over everything.
man, that was ridiculous. So, did you stay? Obviously, I assume you stuck around for the post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what? Real quick before we get there, let's start to finish. What previews did they show with that for you?
I have no idea.
Did they show the Spider-Verse preview?
Yes, they showed a Spider-Verse preview, and then they also said stick around until the end of the movie in the preview.
Yeah. So they showed after the movie the post-credit.
Jeez, we need to not talk about. We had 8 viewers started talking spoilers, and now everybody but one's gone.
Well, that's the way.
Fine.
I guess tune back in. Come back. So yeah, I don't know. They can't. I mean, they could probably see. We're done talking about spoilers now. Type it in.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was good. What did you think of Riot?
It was. The whole movie was really good. I really enjoyed it. I unfortunately didn't get to go see it more than once. I probably wanted to, but I didn't get a chance to. I haven't gone to a movie in. I think Venom was the last movie I went to, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those ones I'll probably buy. Venom's my favorite Marvel villain. In the Marvel comics and cinematic universe and stuff like that. Now, obviously, I guess it's cinematic universe, but I've always liked Venom. I've always liked Eddie Brock's character. I was sad by the symbiote and the original Spider-Man trilogy, Topher Grace being Eddie Brock. I mean, it was nice, but I liked the more gritty version. I liked that they gave him a voice and he was his own character, for lack of better words. I mean, I think Tom Hardy still voiced him, but they just probably used a monster like
a Bane voice.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here. Go away. They gave him a sense of humor. They gave him, tons of things I didn't expect.
Everything that we really expect from a Marvel cinematic movie, I think, right?
But I didn't think that they would do that with, it was nice for the movie, but I didn't think that they would do it for Venom's character specifically, and they did. Other than that, I don't know. Well, it was. I think. It was definitely. I give it 4 out of 5 symbiotes.
I give it a 8.5 foot out of 10 foot long tongue.
Fair enough. All right, so we're done talking about spoilers. All right, come back. So anyway, what's next? What we got in nerdy news? We got any nerdy bits going on?
Well, in nerdy news, BlizzCon was this weekend.
Oh,
that was I don't know how I feel about BlizzCon.
Well, so BlizzCon's a hit and a miss. You have a lot of good cosplays, and we can talk about that a little later.
We will definitely hit on that.
But what comes from BlizzCon primarily that falls into the nerdy spectrum is obviously the video games. I mean, you've got how many games that are under Blizzard's hand now? So you've got Overwatch and Diablo, WoW, StarCraft. All those games. But the biggest news, Hearthstone. The biggest news came for pretty much the next conquering endeavor for Blizzard.
Oh, you know what?
What?
We don't have our thing scrolling.
Well, our thing's not scrolling.
No.
Oh, no.
People could have been talking to us this whole time.
Oh, my God. People are talking to us. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Jeez.
Hey.
We are terrible people.
Oh, no. Oh, no. So, sorry that thing wasn't scrolling. So, hey guys, sorry that we haven't been talking to you. Look, it's a couple of nerds. Yeah, hi Nina. Hi Ryan. Hi, hey. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, we suck. All right, so let's anyway continue. Blizzard's looking at conquering another platform in gaming, um, and it's gotten people up in arms.
A rump.
Yeah. So they're moving to push Diablo to phones, and there was not a lot of happiness, surrounding that decision. Um,
Shameless cash grab. Shameless cash grab.
Shameless cash grab, indeed. So, go ahead, Josh.
No, I think that there were a lot of people that were really hoping for Diablo 4 to be announced at BlizzCon. And then they kind of teased on it on the Blizzard website saying that like
New Diablo.
They've got 2 teams working on different Diablo things right now, but there will be some news announced at BlizzCon. But then they also kind of like tried to sugarcoat it and be like, hey, don't expect anything crazy coming out of BlizzCon. Which they don't think there is too much crazy. Remastered Warcraft 3, couple new characters, I think, in Overwatch.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the Diablo Immortals was probably the thing that was like the biggest news and like the biggest letdown from BlizzCon, I think.
Well, because there was no new game. Like, I mean,
it is a new game. Like,
I mean, well, so but to the fans it's not, because it's a phone game, microtransactions, and from the biggest thing that I heard was within the game, or within the BlizzCon like presentation, somebody asked a question if they were planning on bringing it to PC, and the guy goes, "Don't you guys have phones?" Like, why would you even really think to say things like, "Oh, don't you guys have phones?" Because the people that are going there are PC gamers. Like, and I'm not even that big of a PC gamer. I would like to. My rig's just not good. My rig can barely handle this, to be honest. And
I've been playing StarCraft 2, Diablo, and geez, why can't I think of it? And Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my computer. I've really started to like playing the games on the computer a little better. I think that Diablo 3, I still enjoy going through and playing Diablo 3 every once in a while. I don't like the nerfs and the buffs and stuff like that. I have to keep like changing what I have on there, because like one day I'll be able to go through and like solo something at a one level, and then the next day like my whole set is no longer doing what it used to do, and I have to like go through and like relearn it. So it's really tough to like just keep picking the game back up every once in a while, which kind of is lame. But having the I think depending on the price, I'm probably going to pick up Diablo Immortal. I want to see what it is like on the phone. And hear me out this reason why. So there was a huge success with putting Fortnite on the iPhone and Fortnite on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
But the issue with that is that it was already a console. It was already, and they ported it to. The issue with that is not the success rate of a free game that goes.
I'm talking just quality, like a good game. Like you can have a good, well-playable game released on the phone, and I don't think if anyone's going to make the first massively bought hack 'em slash 'em sword game on the phone, because every year we see stupid things at, I mean, and I'm not trying to be rude to Apple, but every Apple keynote, there's always like, look at this 4K gaming experience we could do on the iPhone 10X Max, like,
and then nobody
stuff, and no one ever like. I'm sure there's thousands of people that play that game, but they don't last for very long. It doesn't have the notoriety that like a Blizzard game would. I think putting Diablo on the mobile might not be a terrible move. Do I think it's just a cash grab? 100%. I think a lot of people are playing mobile games now, and Blizzard's like, hey, let's try to bank on some of this profit while we can.
Well, I mean, the success of the Switch was so phenomenal because you could take it places. And what's the one thing that you have already that you're
more powerful than your Switch?
More powerful than your Switch, but also you're taking with you anyway, is your phone. And I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with the
that it might be a good game.
That might be a good game. The issue that I have with it is BlizzCon is not where you release that information, at least as the main piece of. I mean, that's from what I got. That was the biggest thing that came from BlizzCon, is that they were gonna drop the Immortals, and it's. I mean, I get it. It's a cool game. Diablo's always been one of those games that you can pretty much play anytime, any day. You're going to be able to do that now, but that doesn't change the fact that it still sucks. That's the only thing that came from BlizzCon.
Yep.
But what the good thing that went to BlizzCon was some cosplaying. One of our prior Sexy Nerds of the Month or week, whatever we were doing at that point in time, we'll have to get back to you on that. But we've had the pleasure of having her on the podcast a couple of different times at multiple different conventions in our cosplay kind of cosplay rundown that we do for all the cosplayers. Sabrina Hargis, or otherwise known as Baroness Von T, or Baroness Von T. I said that backwards. I dyslexized it. Took some awesome stuff to BlizzCon. And the pictures are on her page. We'll have to share a couple of them, but did probably, I think, what she had said was her most intricate, like, full armor build that she's ever done. And we've been watching progress for probably the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. Then she's been heavily. She's been doing it
about this for about almost a year. It seems like she's like, oh, I'm going to do this. Here's what I'm working on.
I was gonna say, I mean, she started very slowly in the this time last year, just planning it out, piecing it together and stuff like that. But over the last couple months, you've seen full build, then full paint, then full makeup, and basically every test in between. So, really excited that she was able to take that and
side by side with. I mean, I don't want to side by side with the cosplayers that you pull up on the top cosplayer pages and things like that. If you're looking at magazines that have different cosplayers in them, or TV shows that promote different cosplayers, like they were all there. I mean, and they were all doing like one massive photo shoot as well. I believe one of the art designers for Warcraft, forgive me if I'm wrong, was one of the guys who like put together like this massive like shoot of different characters from World of Warcraft together. And Jessica Negri was there.
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Meg Turney, I think, was there. It just I saw a bunch of it on Twitter. And seeing that, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. That I'm like, hey, I've shown that person my chicken wing trick where I can debone an entire chicken wing in my mouth, which really is the type of things that you show these cosplay girls how to do.
Oh, I cannot find her page. Why is it?
You can't find
There it is. Found it.
I was gonna say, I'm friends with it on Facebook as well.
Oh, that's why, because her picture is not her. I was like, that's not her.
That doesn't look like her at all.
Yeah, so there's some. So I'm going to share it on the page right now. In Sexy Nerd Science.
Boop, bop,
boop, bop, boop, bop.
Sexy Nerd Science. Hey, Iggy just liked our post. I wonder if that means Iggy's watching. You watching, Iggy? You better be.
All right. So, yeah, I went and shared that on there. If you guys want to go check her out, go give her a like on our page. But other than that, what do we got? What else we got in nerdy news?
I feel like there was a game that came out. Well,
Red
Diablo
Dead-
3 just came. Oh yeah, sorry.
Red Dead Redemption came out.
Yeah, Rootin'
and
Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' 2.
Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shooting 2 and Horseball Shrinking.
Horseball shrinking?
Yeah, apparently if you walk your horse in the cold, its balls shrink. I haven't seen it yet, but
Interesting.
that's the big news from
I
Red
heard
Dead Redemption.
There's
2.
a lot of like sim characteristics in Red Dead Redemption where you have to keep your gun clean and dry. You have to like brush your horse. The foods you eat can determine your weight as a character, and like determine other stats and things like that. Like
I haven't played that far in. However, I am still like, you could pet
did you get
like
the special edition?
no. Well, yeah, I did. The one
The
with
$75 one.
yeah, the one with the map. Apparently the map's bigger than the one for the previous one. It's the biggest one that Rockstar's ever done.
The map.
But it's a pretty good game so far.
It's a good show.
It's a good game. That being said, there's not much else aside from the 60-hour gameplay, and then like the specialties that you can do. You can get like there's like 12 different kinds of dogs that you can encounter. There's like a special horse. It's almost like if Breath of the Wild and Red Dead Redemption had a baby. It's like that. There's tons and tons of gameplay for it, just like Breath of the Wild. So it's definitely something that pretty good. What are you pretty good in? Yeah, so I don't know. Josh, what else you got?
Well, so I thought I was going to kind of piggyback on that. Like, it is a huge game. Like, the file itself is humongous.
Took me 3 hours to download.
Yeah.
And it was like zooming.
Yeah. It's a
2 discs to download.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a 2-disc game. It's like halfway through it was like, and probably why it took so long is because I didn't realize it was going to be like, oh yeah, you got to
please insert second disc.
Insert second disc. So I probably sat for 30 minutes scrolling on my phone before I realized.
I could see that happening. But yeah, the game is humongous. I mean, being at Walmart and helping people in electronics, I saw so many people, just every person that's like, hey, I need to get a game. And I was like, Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shoot. And they're like, yep. And I was like, all right, let's go. I mean, there was a couple people that got Modern Warfare, which came out. Diablo 3 for the Switch came out, which I heard is actually kind of fun.
I haven't picked it up yet. I don't know if it's free to play or not yet.
No, it's the same thing as the
just pick up
Xbox One.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, you already have the Xbox One, so.
And I already have it on PC too.
Ooh, it's so much fun on PC.
We've played tons and tons of times.
Yes. So yeah, I think those are the only things I think that are out in video game news.
What about other nerdy news? I don't know, like as far as like conventions and stuff. I mean, I know we're gonna be at Planet Comic Con next year.
Whoop, whoop.
Representing, the Project Nerd brand.
We should have all three of us there. Dale should be there for that.
Dale should be there for that. Oh, also go right on Dale's Facebook. If you're friends with him, ask him if his poop's going well, and make sure that you tell him that you miss him.
Because feel better.
We miss him too.
All the time. Oh, Halloween. We weren't even here for Halloween. I forgot we need to talk to some of these guys about some Halloween stuff.
Halloween stuff. What happened to Halloween?
Well, because we were going to record on Halloween and have a podcast for you guys last week, but we didn't have anything
a Halloween scream. I have to go make sure that my wife's not being murdered. I'll be right back.
Good, do that. So
my wife.
then I'm going to tell everybody the real reason why we didn't have a Halloween tree. Drew's a meanie. No, Dale and I and Drew could not get a good time to everyone get together. Drew apparently has kids and has to take them out trick-or-treating. But I mean, I saw the pictures. It was adorable. So I'm not too worried about them doing trick-or-treating stuff. I'm sure you guys will forgive us. There'll be plenty more to come. One of these years, I think it would be kind of cool if we just did like a podcast, like upstairs, like outside or something. And just greeted trick-or-treaters as they came, kind of like our cosplay thing, but more so where we get to yell at little kids in their costumes. So, yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea, but just kind of brainstorming here while Drew's gone, getting you guys' hopes up for some things. But yeah, Planet Comic-Con's coming up. Yeah, I don't really know. There's not too many things going on in the winter right now. NebCon was like the last thing, and then the next thing I think is just going to be our thing. I was suggesting to the people that one of these years coming up, we should stay back for Halloween and have the people come to us while we're recording a podcast, and we can like yell at people in costumes. And then if they want to be on the podcast, we can like, hey, come over here to the camera.
That's definitely a good idea. Especially because next year I don't have Charlie, so we're still gonna have one that's too young to go trick or treating. So next year, Halloween 2019, SNS, Scream Stream. Calling it now. Josh, what holiday comes after Halloween?
Christmas?
You're right, it's Christmas.
Thanksgiving
doesn't exist except for on Thanksgiving.
That's right. Football.
No.
Work.
Yeah, work.
I have to work on Thanksgiving.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't. It's because I work for myself. That being said, Halloween, then Christmas, no Thanksgiving except for the food. Thanksgiving doesn't exist. Christopher Columbus is a dick. And what else do I get to say about?
I don't know. We got a comment here. Let's see what the comment says.
Do we have a comment here? Always forgiving. We love y'all. I don't know what that means. What were we talking about? What does that mean?
Something about not having a podcast last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a podcast last week. Sorry, guys. Anyway.
I said we couldn't get time to get together.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is only a holiday because of food. No other reason. We don't celebrate that holiday.
Football.
That atrocity. Genocide is not to be celebrated. All right, cool. Let's move on. Sciencey stuff, Josh.
I don't like how it feels like I'm not at the camera.
Oh.
Like I point at the camera. There, that works better.
Okay.
Sciencey?
Sciencey news. What do you got?
Sciencey news. In Sciencey news, there was a time change that we just experienced where we're like, hey, let's move our clocks back. Still arbitrary. It doesn't have any significance really. Just thought I'd throw that out there. There was something I saw that I posted on Sexy Nerd Science with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, they've got a new show where they ask Neil deGrasse Tyson some sciencey questions to see if he knows the right answers. And I was like, this seems an awful lot like Blind Science. Neil deGrasse Tyson and the rest of your Star Talk crew stealing our ideas.
Yeah.
It's okay. That'll be $1 million, and we need to be on the show. That's all. That's,
Josh
can have it.
Josh should be just happy with $1 million. We don't need to be on the show.
I need to be on the show.
No.
And then I ask 1 million people to give me $1.
So, anybody have any questions that you guys would like to? Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, hi, Mom. Any science questions you want to ask Josh while I figure out a blind science question to ask him?
There was also the boring tunnel. The first boring tunnel was completed. Should be ready for its inaugural opening. I think December 10th was the date that we were shooting for. From Mr. Elon Musk. There's a nice long, sped up video of going through the tunnel at a walking pace. I believe the tunnel's only like not very long. So this is just really a kind of a test thing to see like if this works, then they're going to be putting tunnels in more places and it's going to be awesome. I think there's a lot of places that like signed off on it as well. So this will be really fun to see something like that. There are questions. How about science on cancer and the science of it?
Oh my God, my mom just called you handsome, and me handsomer. Hi, Jessica.
Shins.
Josh is turning red.
I'm blending into the purple.
Yeah. So no, we're not going to cover science on cancer. That's too intricate for the cancer, or for us. The cancer is very sad, and we're not going to talk about that.
Talk about the sadness.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello. Josh.
All around me are familiar.
What is the probability of A and B?
The probability of A and B. Well, seeing as how A and B are some sort of variable, I would need to know the constraints before I can give you a probability of the A and B. Unless we're talking about abs, which is A and B together. And the probability on me getting abs back is very low, especially after Thanksgiving. Is that a legitimate science question?
It was, well, it was definitely one that came up because there is a specific, I guess, science behind it. I'll read it. If A and B are independent, then the probability that events A and B both occur is P parentheses A and B or close parentheses, or is equal to P A in parentheses times PB in parentheses. In other words, the probability of A and B both occurring is the product of the probability of A and the probability of B.
Sounds about right.
So it's basically the
A times
probability.
B.
Yep, basically. Probability of A times probability of B. That's not the question. So
good. That's
continue.
a statistics question, not a science question.
I mean,
we use statistics in science, but I actually never had to take statistics. The last time I took statistics was in 8th grade in algebra, geometry, and statistics. That is really crappy that I haven't taken a stats class since then. Ooh, we got more comments.
More comments.
Whoa, too fast.
Does Josh believe in ghosts?
Ooh, yes. Oh, people want to know about ghosts. I can talk about the science of ghosts here for a little bit if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So science of ghosts. And it's actually not as fun as I am making it seem. But there's a ghost behind me right now. If you guys can't hear it, it's going.
Tasha, it's Rufio. He's underneath the stairs. That's what's making the ghost sound.
Oh, is that what's? Oh, that's okay. See, but to kind of elaborate on that point, most ghosts say comments. There's comments. I just want to see. What's that statistic? There might be a ghost in this house. That's really funny that I started talking about the ghost behind me when you're like, what's the statistics of a ghost being in the house? But most ghost sightings tend to be we've lost the group. Everyone's more concerned about ghosts in the house. No, but most ghost sightings tend to be either like subsonic frequencies from something vibrating that give us the chills. So a lot of times our brains can hear things that are vibrating at these subsonic frequencies that kind of drive us crazy. Some people report feelings of anxiety when this tone is played. One person in a unfortunate study was they did it while people were taking a test on how they were feeling. And some girls' ears started to bleed, which is like maybe she was possessed by a ghost. I don't know. But that subsonic frequency really kind of gets you on edge. But they found out that a lot of like pipes in the house, when like things are just going through the pipes, tend to resonate at this like subsonic frequency. And that resonation in like most old homes like matches that kind of eerie feeling that we get when we're in a, yeah, so that spooky feeling. These cows.
Get out. Oh, gotta go.
Hey, Sabrina's on here.
Ooh, Sabrina. Hey,
We
Sabrina.
were talking about
we were
you,
talking about
Sabrina.
you. Go back to 26 minutes and work from there.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if that works. You have to wait till we're done.
Scroll down. There's another comment.
We're not gonna stop.
But also the other thing about like ghosts, so a lot of times when we see ghosts, like things in front of us, a lot of times it is that same frequency that causes your eyes to not be able to focus right. And so the tiny little things that you see floating across your vision a lot of the times, you can actually focus on those better under those conditions. So not only is it a sense of being like hyper aware of like your surroundings, it's the fact that like you can't see things right that make you think you've seen like smudges moving in an area. But EMF is an electromagnetic field. It literally happens anytime there's electricity anywhere.
Static electricity.
Including, well, I mean, yeah, your static electricity does produce tiny little blips of EMF. But a lot of times, like people will be like in the house and they'll be like, oh, we're getting really strong EMF reading over here. And there's like an outlet. And they're like, oh, it's over here. I can feel it. Like it's in the walls. It's around.
I have magnets in my walls.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time your EMF is just any frequency that's around. Now, granted, I love Supernatural. And yeah, Sabrina likes the shirt.
What?
We'll see you in Kansas City, girl.
Got that shirt. Got that shirt.
So yeah, EMF I think is, I mean, really easily explained.
What about those sticks?
Dowsing rods?
The dowsing rods. You mean I can't just turn those in my hand?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I'm pretty sure. Also, I mean, the same thing that people have with the EMF is fact. It stands for an electromagnetic frequency, or electromagnetic field, and frequency, and it's literally anything that produces an electric current also produces a magnetic current. So electricity moving through a wire. It's one of Faraday's laws. Was actually one of the things I got right a couple weeks ago in my blind science question. It involves anytime there's a moving current, there's a magnetic field generated. Anytime there's a magnetic field generated, there's a electric current being generated. So that's how generators and stuff work. Spinning a magnet inside a magnetic field creates electricity, and that's how generators work. So yeah, I think EMF is easily explainable, and not often is it linked to haunted things. However, for my philosophy class that I was in, we really, really wanted to go to a haunted house, like an actual haunted experience. Well, I mean, I can prove not necessarily that it's not from a ghost, but I can say, hey, you have an EMF signal here. Usually you can track that EMF signal down to something electric in the area.
Like if
you turn off the electricity, the EMF goes away.
Yeah, like if you yeah, Mom, it's definitely not from ghosts. I mean, it's definitely not from ghosts, but we can definitely tell you that it could be the fact that your breaker is overpowered in your house or something to that effect. But it's definitely not a ghost.
I know this sounds terrible, and it's just because how shitty my house is, but I found this out the hard way. I think that when I even turn off all the power in my house, like at my main breaker, there's still power to some of my lines in my house, and I don't know how they're getting power, but it has been found. So,
well, you know. So Josh, are you ready for your blind science question? We're gonna get off this ghost topic.
Ready for? I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I know. We're not afraid of no ghost because no ghost, no ghost. So what is the total surface area of the Earth?
Total surface area of the Earth. God, you're killing me. Oh man.
And if you can get it somewhat right, we can break it down to water and land.
Can I make like a comparison to some known quantity?
Yeah, sure. Or mass.
Or-
You can do mass too.
I used to know the mass of the Earth. I don't think I remember it anymore. Back in the day, my physics teacher used to tell me that there was a way that you could calculate all this stuff. Like if you knew how long it takes the Earth to go around the sun and you knew how much the mass of the sun is, then you can use the gravitational thing to calculate the mass of the Earth. Oh man. Okay. So you wanted surface area of the Earth.
Just in around square miles, and I'll give it to you within.
I mean, it's going to be some scientific.
I'll give you
exponent number.
within 10 million.
Within 10 million.
Yeah,
that's not going to do a whole lot for me.
Do you want let's do square miles.
Square miles is still pretty. That's a tough number to.
Dad, a lot. LOL. I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, it is a lot.
You got it right.
Yay. Just give me a second here. I just got to kind of think.
So while Josh
is
is
back of the envelope calculations in my head here.
While Josh is doing that, what do you guys think about another Sexy Nerd Science movie night? Hit us in the comments here and see whatever movie you guys would like to see next for Sexy Nerd Science's next movie night.
Sorry, I'm still thinking.
Is this a flat Earth thing? No, it's not a flat Earth thing.
It'd be a lot easier.
It'd be a lot easier if it was a flat Earth thing. No, it's not. It's not a flat Earth thing. The Earth is not flat.
So I'm going to say roughly, and this is just me doing math in my head or maybe out loud.
Hey, Dad, how's it going?
So distance across the United States, roughly 3,500 miles or 3,500 miles from one end to the other. There's, I'd say you could stack. I'm going to use my calculator here, and Drew's going to
Google.
Yeah, Drew's going to be my thing to make sure I'm not cheating looking at Google. I just need math or calculator here. So 3,500. I'm going to say there's 20. You could fit the United States 20 times around. 70,000 miles at the circumference. And then surface area of a sphere, roughly, is...
This is intense.
Yep. Don't just give me numbers. Stop. So I can't look at any more questions because people are trying to post things.
Post Malone's.
So if I know the circumference is 70,000 roughly, then I'm going to say that hold on, I'm trying to remember my sphere. It's pi r cubed is the area of a cube. Does that just say I'm not always going to have a calculator?
You're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. Haha, suck at every math teacher ever.
I mean, I could do this on paper too, technically, but I actually probably remember my equations better. So I know the area of a sphere is...
Well, you did it earlier.
It's not pi r squared. That's the pi r cubed is 1/3 pi r cubed is the area of a. That's the full area, so not even surface area. Can I get you the full area of like the total
let me
area of the planet?
Let me.
If not, I can derive this down to surface area, which is literally the derivative of 1/3 pi r cubed.
Okay.
Circumference of a circle. So if that's my circumference,
I can do. You can give me cubic miles for the full area. I'll let you. I'll let you do that.
Okay, give me 1 second.
But what I am looking for is the total surface area of.
Okay,
Earth.
give me 1 second here.
I'm watching everybody.
Yep. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to derive. This is tough. I don't want to give up on this, but I know that if I could just take the circumference that I now have, which is our equator, take that, find the radius, that's going to be, so if I know circumference, that's equal to pi r squared is the area. Circumference. Oh my gosh, this is killing me. I need another history or another math lesson.
So just take it in raw numbers then. Try it in raw numbers. So if the United States is 35 miles wide, 3,500 miles wide by how many miles longitude, latitude, or how many up and down, northwest?
Yeah.
Or north south? Northwest.
There's 360. But I mean that's I don't know. I don't know the lines of latitude for where the Earth matches up on there. That I kind of know, and that's why I made the guess that there's 20 around.
Well, what I was gonna say is, okay, so if you know the surface area of the, like, it's roughly, let's say 3,500 times 2,200, you can know the surface area of the United States. So, I mean, if you have to do that math,
but I have to that's square miles, and it's not square though. Like you're asking me to project something that I know. Like I can't just do length times width. I have to do.
I mean, you can,
and it's
you can roughly do length.
It won't work out at all. It'll be very wrong.
Why is that?
Because it would be way too big if I did length times width. Because then I'm just going to get the square volume of the Earth with the square surface area, which would be way off. I mean, it would be a good estimate, I guess, to assume the Earth's a square, but then...
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you can fit 20 United States across the equator. Mom, don't you answer it, Mom. Don't you do it. My dad said I have no clue, but I can give you the score of a football game.
I saw that. Why am I just unable to remember, like, simple...
The age-old question, does size really matter? Yes. Yes, it does.
Like, 1/2 pi r squared is... I'm going to say I don't know. I would know how to find it if I could remember these equations in my head.
So how? Just
I thought I was going to find
Google the equation.
So, so I need to know. I need to find out what circumference equals. I could have sworn it's not 1/2 pi r squared though. That's pi r squared is the area of a circle. I remember that much.
If the Earth is flat, then I'm a monkey's uncle.
But
Hi. Jojo the
no
nephew.
Internet down here.
Well, you can connect to the internet.
I know. I thought I could, but it's not working.
Okay, I might not be a monkey's uncle, but I'm definitely a cat's father. Boom. Roasted.
2 pi r. That's what it is. So if I know that 70,000 is the circumference, I need to so 70,000 equals 2 pi r. Divide both sides by 2. Divide that by pi. So that's the radius.
Do you need me to hold that number?
I got it. So let's say 4 pi r squared. So I should have literally just not divided by pi here. So that's that. So I need to square this number times 4 times pi. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. So roughly 1.5 billion square miles. No? Okay, I have no idea.
196 million square miles.
196.
Yep.
How long was you said I could be off by 10 million?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was giving you within a $10 million square mile buffer.
Yeah.
I like.
So where
pi.
did I go wrong?
So let's find out where you went wrong.
Because yeah, that's so I need to know distance around the world at the circumference. 24. So I was off by a factor of 4. Roughly. No, 3.
Okay, so where you went wrong was
So I assumed that we were
how
I guess the United States was bigger.
is the U.S.
3,500. I think that's pretty correct.
26 horizontal width is 2680.
Okay, so
So-
slightly off there.
2680 times 20. You said 20?
Well, yeah, I said 20, but that wouldn't be right either because it's really only 10.
What do you mean?
So there's only 10 United States in the circumference.
Yeah.
So I said 20.
Yeah,
So I
you're
was
just
off by that too. So that's a factor of 2.
well.
So I was technically off by a factor of 6 squared, which is 36, which is, yeah, about right.
So if you would have had the initial root math, you probably would have done it right.
Yeah, but that would assume that I knew lots of things. If I would have known the correct length of the United States and would have known the correct how many United States could fit around the Earth.
The more you know.
Yeah. So now there's roughly 10 United States that could fit around.
So
the Earth.
is that Josh being stumped, everybody?
I think that's Josh being stumped.
I think that's 7 for 10. No.
What? No, I am 9 for 11 right now.
No.
Yes.
That makes you 8 for 11.
No.
Or 8 for 12.
This makes me 9 for 12.
No.
Yes.
Because you missed 3.
I was 9, 10, 11. I've missed 2, not 3.
You've missed 3.
I was 9 out of 11 last month.
Where is it? I'm going to look it up.
Or last week.
I'm going to look it up.
Okay. I'm fairly certain I was 9/11 because I made a joke about it and it wasn't very funny.
Whatever. Josh, you suck.
Even
Josh.
then. So now I'm 9 over 12, which is back down to 75%. Josh Gebby, right. 75% of the time. Because I was in the 80s, remember? I was so excited.
Yeah, well, whichever.
Get my life together, read a book. I'm going to go home and cry.
So anybody else got anything to talk about real quick here before we do our wrap up? Anybody?
Josh
Eric,
was stumped.
I saw there's like 6 people watching. 2 people that I love dearly, and the other ones that we all love dearly. Let's just go with that. 6
I love
people.
everyone watching this.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty awesome. What's going on? Anything going on in our world that we want to talk about? No.
We have.
So now what? Now we do other things. We do our plugs.
Yeah, now
and
we
stuff.
talk about plugs.
Plugs. Nose plugs.
That's right, because it stinks like poopy down here.
No, it doesn't.
I know. It
doesn't stink like poopy.
I'm just kidding.
I haven't cleaned the cat box. Leave me alone.
But geez, well, we were talking about anything that's happened in our lives, and I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it is now. I think this just goes to show that I got a very angry letter from my previous physics professor, who was like, "Hey, we let you pass all these classes in your own special way. The least you could do is just graduate already." And I was like, "I'm working on it, man. Doing philosophy right now." What happens? I get the shame of knowing I was wrong, Tasha.
Yeah.
You know
how
often this doesn't happen.
The more Josh is wrong, the more we can say, Josh, you're not right all the time.
Yeah, and then I can be like 75% of the time.
And I called it. Watch Josh be wrong, maybe, and he was wrong. So, suck it, Josh Gebby.
There's another comment.
No, there's not.
Oh,
it was.
Someone just liked it. Yeah, just McCart liked it.
So
we loved it.
Yeah, we got stuff going on. Josh, what else? What else is going
on? So yeah, I need to go back to physics class, obviously.
Yeah.
2 new comments.
I'm working on it. Shame. Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. Walking Dead is back. I don't know if we ever talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, I fell off the Walking Dead train like season 6.
It's still good. I cried.
Yeah, that's because you're a baby.
I do cry at a lot of things.
I do cry at a lot of things too.
Now everyone's shaming me. But the Star Wars Resistance is still doing good. I'm actually still really liking those episodes. John Oliver was good.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or Sabrina and Her Chilling Adventures, or whatever the show is called, is pretty freaking awesome. Tasha and I like it a lot. It is him, though, making her scared of ghosts. So maybe check your ghost EMFs if before
you can make one out of a CD player. I saw it on Supernatural.
Make sure you vote.
Please vote tomorrow, everybody.
Shame. Okay.
Bad vampire. I
else?
literally watched What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows is coming out as a TV series.
Yeah. Whoa.
Man, I can't. Now we're doing all this like quick rapid fire stuff because I wasted everyone's time with trying to.
No, you didn't waste anybody's time. You
Daredevil
got the
season
wrong.
3, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Season 3, fantastic.
Really sad that they are canceling
Luke
Cage
and
could care less about Iron Fist.
Really? Spoiler for Iron Fist. Like the last episode, really?
I didn't watch it, but
oh my god,
that's why I could care less about it. I couldn't care less about it. What?
Yeah.
Like
no, like it's like Huang, and then they glow gold, and then like bah, bah, bah. Yeah, that was the last episode.
That's so crazy.
I am so upset.
Dad saw Bohemian Rhapsody. It was fucking good.
Oh, I really wanted to see that today. I wanted to go to the matinee because I'm an old man.
This is the show. There's fucking ghosts in this house. It's not. This is not the show. Oh, back to ghost stuff. Haunting in the House. Haunting on the House of the Hill is a movie that came out 20 years ago, where somebody got their eye chopped off by a guitar cord. There aren't even ghosts in that show. I believe you. Listen, don't jump on this. What is going on? We have lost. Oh, ghosts. Yeah, that's right, Dad. Ghosts aren't real.
Boom.
Heard from the horse's mouth. I mean, the dad's mouth. Yeah. What else? Hey, Tasha, what happens tomorrow?
Voting day.
No, not voting day. What more important thing happens tomorrow?
Something with a baby.
Tasha, what more important thing? Tasha, hey, something important happens tomorrow. What happens? Okay, well, makes for great radio.
It does, the silence. Why don't you just tell everybody what happens tomorrow?
My baby turns 5 months old tomorrow.
Oh, snap.
Also, go vote.
5 months.
5 months. The future of my baby's life depends on it. Go fucking vote. God, I don't know how many times I've said. Also, vaccinate your fucking kids. All right, we're wrapping this up.
Yes. We got more comments too.
More comments.
Probably ghosts.
Voting day. Thea turns 5 months. That's right. There it is. After said, no haunting of a hill house. No haunting of a hill house. No, wait. That's not a real show. That doesn't exist. That's too spooky for me. I'm not silent.
There's something else that I thought we were gonna do that I can't remember what it is. What are we doing?
What are we doing
next month? Drew and I need to build a box. If anyone can help us.
What are you talking about?
Build a box for his truck so we can put all our sexy nerd science gear in it and drive
I got
places.
some stuff for that, by the way.
Oh, good.
Shout out to Jared Wags for letting me fix his fence. I'd rather have an autistic kid than a dead kid. That's right. I said
then he's going to come back as a ghost and haunt us.
Yeah, because then we're going to have a ghost kid in the house. Then he's going to be mad because we didn't vaccinate him. Oh, man. This is too much right now.
It's turning really
we have lost control of this train. All right, we want to wrap up here.
We just got so many listeners now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we always had so many listeners because we fucking rock. Yeah, it looks good, but too spoopy for me right now. The nightmare I've had has been real. Yeah, she slapped me, I guess, last night and told me that there was ghosts in the house. I don't remember a thing of it.
I thought my heart was going to stop at NebCon.
Yeah, well, that's because you're
drug-induced paranoia.
Addicted to craziness.
Oh, it was tough.
All right, so we're going to wrap up. Quit commenting because if you do, we're just going to keep stuck
addressing
here.
It.
Don't rang your face. I was kidding. Yeah, I know. Spoopy. Yeah, that's what kids these days are using.
Hey, what's the score of the game?
Hey, Dad, what's the score of the football game? Dad, spoopy is what kids now call spooky or scary. Everything's spoopy. You replace the 1-O with a 2-O, a double O, and a P, and it's just kind of spoopy. What's the score of the game, Dad?
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Dad, what's the score of the game?
He's gonna.
I know he's doing it. I know.
Instantly here.
It is instant. It's
No,
live.
It's not live.
It's live.
It was like a 2-minute delay.
Yeah, it's not that
If
bad.
I pinch your nipple and you scream,
21-14. Who's playing?
It's Cowboys and I can't remember.
I can't stop streaming. I can't stop streaming. Oh my god! I can't stop streaming.
We should just. I wish we had some supreme editing skills. We could just edit like old men into here.
It's been 84 years. I'm so technically
Tennessee. There we go.
Tennessee. It's
Dallas.
Dallas and Tennessee. I'm so technically challenged. I don't even know how to tell. How to tell what? Tennessee's winning. The Tennessee Titans are winning the foosball game.
About a minute delay. So if I pinch your nipple and you yell really loud, you're going to hear it. Tasha's going to hear it a minute down here before she hears it upstairs.
You better not pinch my nipple.
I'm not going to.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, guys. I'll pinch his nipple. I'm just kidding.
All right, so we're going to wrap up, though. So let's do the plugs
Thank you, everybody who came out to watch this.
Yeah.
It's fantastic entertaining you all. Sorry,
I hope you guys really enjoy us doing these streams. We like it a lot. And like I said, I hope you do too. I want to shout out to pretty much everybody on the Project Nerd team that was with us at Tallgrass Film Festival for hanging out and being pretty hospitable to my family and I. And then also, Project Nerd for hosting us for the Project Nerd podcasts. You guys can go check us out on that website. Plus, tons more content that goes out on Project Nerd's website. They've got movie reviews, blogs about pretty much anything nerdy and projecty, I guess. So you guys can listen to us on, I don't know how this works.
project-nerd.com.
You guys can listen to us on project-nerd.com, SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Podcast Addict. You guys can get The Earth is Flat, EMF is great, Haunting of the House Hills is a show on Netflix. Out. That's terrifying. So you guys can check us out and check out Teespring and get shirts that have our logo on it, or head out to Project Nerd and find out that's not our logo.
I know.
Project Nerd shirts on Project Nerd's website. They have links for that in pretty much all over. 28-14, Tennessee's winning. I don't know.
SoundCloud, Podcast Addict, Facebook.
I already did that. And then invite your friends to like and subscribe the podcast pretty much anywhere you guys can find it. And that we'll definitely get some face-to-face time with you guys sometime shortly here and do a show like this. Do a show like this more often, but also set up some community events or something like that, because we gotta do it. I mean, you guys like us a lot, so I appreciate it. And go make sure you tell Dale you missed him. Bye, guys.
And shame me.
Yeah, shame.
All week.
All week.
Just comment on my Facebook every day. Shame.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.